everyone, and thank you for joining this session today. My name is Nieves Garcia. I'm a Partner Strategic Initiatives Business Developer for Asia Pacific and Japan, and I have the pleasure to have with me today Mr. Li Kai, Executive Director of QL Resources Berat, who is going to present his recent customer experience on this topic. We did this session because in the last months we saw a large number of organizations urgently starting or fast-tracking their digitalization journey. And they are doing this because they want to save costs and improve their agility, which is specifically important in this economic momentum. Some of them told us that they found particularly challenging digitalizing and automating their processes that are still heavily relying in documents. And that's why today we'd like to share with you some insights about how you can transform a document-heavy organization into a data-driven one. And that's going to be using intelligent document processing. In this session, we will discuss about the diverse sources of data. Specifically, we will focus on data that is still locked in documents and why it has been so hard to date to extract information from them. We will then talk about how AWS thought differently about this problem and how it can help, with examples of organizations from different industries that are implementing intelligent document processing across the region. Then, Li Kai will share how QL Resources Berat is transforming their manufacturing business, making it more data-driven and more agile. And finally, we will ramp up with some takeaways on how you can get started. So, how is data in an organization? Data is typically diverse in its format, and that format may not be always structured, so it's not always straightforward to be analyzed. Think about emails, think about images, PDF, or any document in general. The challenge is usually to be able to extract the relevant information out of the document and structure it so it can be easily analyzed afterwards. Usually, that data comes also from diverse sources. Either they can be internal from our own organizations, or they can be external from our users or providers or partners. And the format is usually not always under our control, so we cannot normalize it or standardize it easily. If we now focus only on documents, either PDF or images, across all industries, they are still a primarily business tool. Extracting data from those documents, as we have mentioned, continue to be time-consuming, error-prone, expensive, and very difficult to scale, as manual effort is still required. As organizations strive to do more with less, they need 1. Agility, spending less time on low-value tasks. They need 2. Efficiency, saving costs. And they need 3. Drive better customer experience for both their internal and their external users. Recently, Gartner found that 20 to 50% of the work finance teams do manually could be automated. This is a big opportunity where Gartner predicts companies will achieve nearly $4 trillion in business value with intelligent automation by next year, 2022. So, what is that value that we can unlock? If we look at the document data journey, we can better understand how that data passes different steps till it brings value to our organization. Typical documents storing value in an organization, like, for example, financial documents, or like, for example, legal documents, or like application forms, require a document processing mechanism to identify and extract the information in them. That information is then extracted and needs to be formatted, normalized, and sometimes validated by a human to be easily analyzed afterwards. And then is when the magic happens. At that point, we have enabled fast information discovery and search across all our documents. We can then easily create dashboards, analyzing that information to extract the insights that can inform our decisions. Or we can then integrate that information into other systems, like a CRM or an ERP, so we can automatically perform end-to-end business process automation, like processing a loan application, processing a claim, determining a patient treatment, or filtering out non-compliant purchases from invoices. In a nutshell, in the overall process, we can summarize that the key step is to efficiently extract information from those documents. That's where the manual processing happens today, and where we need to focus to unlock the value of data that those documents are holding. So let's focus on that stage and what have been some of the challenges before AI. Because we all know this is not a new problem. To date, there have been three main approaches organizations have taken to extract information from their documents. Either they use one or a combination of them. And these are 1, manual processing, 2, basic optical character recognition, also called OCR, and 3, rules and template-based extraction. So why it's still so hard to process documents with existing tools? The thing is that these documents may come from different third-party sources, and their format is out of control of our organization. It can be very diverse. None of those three systems have been able to deal with the variety and the complexity of real documents in the field. So they struggle to provide a consistent outcome in the process. As an example, think about onboarding documents like ID cards, proof of income, checklists, applications, or registration forms. Or you can think about any financial or transactional document, like a pay slip, a bank statement, a quote, a purchase order, invoices and receipts, or a contract. You can even think about even more complex documents and documents archives, like a report, a policy, an engineering diagram, a certificate of titles, among others. So, as we've seen, documents are very varied, and they can come from different sources at any time, while they are containing critical information for our organizations. So how AWS can help organizations to address those challenges and convert them into an opportunity or competitive advantage? We see intelligent document processing as an artificial intelligence problem, just as a human would. And it has 3 main parts involved. The first one is reading the text in the document, extracting the information from it. The second one is understanding the information extracted, what's relevant, and how sensitive that information is. The third one is the ability to have a human in the loop to oversight the process. Amazon Textract is the primary service for document processing, as it is extracting the information from those documents. Then we have Amazon Comprehend and Amazon Comprehend Medical that can identify entities, enable custom classification, and detect personal identifiable information. They also can perform sentiment analysis over the text extracted by Amazon Textract. And just as humans, AI also learns. So sometimes the confidence in its reading may be low, or the system may have found any particular sensitive information. So as an organization, we may want to trigger a human to validate the information as well. In Amazon, the service in AWS that enables human validation is called Augmented AI, or A2I. To easily understand how these services come together, I'd like to show you the Document Understanding Solution demo. In our AWS documentation, as part of AWS Solutions implementations, you can find the implementation guide, which contains an AWS CloudFormation template that launches and configures the AWS services required for this solution. But before you install the CloudFormation template, I recommend you to read the documentation, especially the overview part, where you can find the costs associated as well as the architecture overview. If you have any question around the cost or the architecture, you can always contact your AWS account manager or SA or your preferred AWS partner to help you. The publicly available link of this documentation is available in the next steps section of this presentation. You can download in PDF version. After you install the CloudFormation template, this is what you are going to have. An email will be sent to your email account with the credentials to access. And when you access, you have three main use cases: discovery, to search across the documents or images, compliance, to redact information from documents, and workflow automation, to transfer data to other tools. If you click on each of them, there is a small explanation on how to use it and what are some of the services involved. For the demo purposes, there are some preloaded data related to certain medical conditions, such as diabetes or kidney disease. This is just for demo purposes. As we said, you can use the reference architecture as a baseline for your own use case. When we click OK, we can see the documents preloaded, but you can also upload your own document or some mock-up documents that we have made available for you. You can choose drag and drop files or use your camera to upload new documents into the document understanding solution. For these demo purposes, we will use some of the samples that we have available in the document understanding solution when we load it. Let's look at the medical documents. We click on Add. We can see how they are processing and then when they are ready. And now we can search over those documents or select one of the documents in particular. For the purpose of this demo, we are going to go directly into looking at one of the documents, in this case, the medical progress tracker. When we have the document loaded, we have different options, from preview to raw text, extracting key value pairs and tables, as well as entities or medical entities. This document that is now processed by Amazon Textract can be searchable by PDF. You can download the searchable PDF by clicking this button. And let's look now at the capabilities of each of the services. On one side, we have Amazon Textract, which has the text API, which is providing you the raw text of the document. Then you have Analyze Text API, which can provide you the key value pairs of the document or the tables. Let's look a little bit closer to the key value pairs. We can find things like the patient name or the date of birth, as well as we can download all those key value pairs in a CSV format. If we look at tables, we have detected one table in the document. You can also download in CSV format. When your technical team uses the service, they can also use a JSON file. As you see, Amazon Textract is not only providing the OCR part, but also providing intelligence with key value pairs identification as well as tables, which has structure of the document. If we now look at Amazon Comprehend is detecting entities such as a person. These entities can be downloaded as well, or can be used for compliance purposes, like, for example, redacting some personally identifiable information. Once you have redacted the information, you can download the redacted document or clear the redaction. You can also find Amazon Comprehend Medical, which identify not only personally identifiable information, but also things like anatomy or like medical condition. Similarly, you can redact that information and download the document redacted. For automation purposes, you can download all the entities as well as the key value pairs for that automation part. To summarize, you have the preview with the original document or the redacted document. You can also have the raw text provided by Amazon Textract, the text. You can have key value pairs by Amazon Textract Analyze Text, as well as tables information. And finally, comprehend will provide you the entities, and comprehend the medical entities. You can now search over the document, like for example, a name. There is also natural language search with Amazon Kendra that is out of the scope of our demo, but you can find in the documentation. Let's go back to our slides. As we have mentioned, the primary service involved in this process is Amazon TextTrack. Amazon TextTrack can extract text from an image or a PDF document with different structures on it. It's using computer vision techniques, and that's why this approach enables Amazon TextTrack to do not only text extraction, but also table extraction and forms extraction, and is doing that for both typed and handwritten text. All information provided comes with a confidence score. A human in the loop can be added for validation if the confidence score is low, or if any particular information is found in the document. And because we know how sensitive and critical some information in documents can be, we have established a large set of mechanisms to make sure that your information is safe along the way. The first mechanism is keeping the information in your region. With AWS, you can have the ability to opt out from training, so the data stays only in the local region where your service is deployed. You also have the ability to encrypt the whole system with your own key, as well as the possibility to, from your on-prem system, securely connect with the service using a virtual private cloud. That is, avoiding using the public internet in the process. Finally, the service has gone through a number of certifications, such as ISO, SOC, HIPAA, and GDPR, that validate our best practices in this data governance area. With this new artificial intelligence approach, we can benefit from four main things. One is scalable and fast processing, adapting to different volumes of documents to process without customer impact. The second one is improved consistency and error rate with no code or templates and neither ML experience required, as the model is pre-trained and maintained by AWS. The number three, it's a lower document processing cost with no upfront commitments or long-term contracts in place. And finally, the number four is that you can consistently improve response times and accuracy without any manual intervention, and that will allow you to provide a better customer experience for both your internal or your external users. In a nutshell, you can do more with less, decreasing efforts and gaining a better experience and speed. In general, McKinsey has estimated that intelligent processing can help you to automate 50 to 70% of business processes, cutting down data processing time by 50 to 90%, decreasing annual labor expenditure by at least 20 to 30%, and achieving a triple-digit ROI. And that's what we are seeing as well in our customers. Organizations are applying document processing for different use cases. Let's look at them. Intelligent search across documents or images, or ingesting information from documents in your data lake is the first one. Then we have a second one on compliance and control to identify personal identifiable information or policy outbreaks, enable automatic validations, or routing for approvals. The third use case, and the most popular one, is business process automation. That is, ingesting the data into third-party systems like a CRM or like an ERP, and that will support adjudications, simplifying onboarding experiences, among others. In the region, we have different customers across multiple industries that are using intelligent document processing for their use cases, and specifically loan application automation, account payable and account receivable automation, chatbot-enabled Q&As, automatic document classification, automated analytics from financial reports, enhancing onboarding experiences, or creating digital catalogs are some of the examples that we see repeatedly in our customers. For example, In financial services, we have loan processing automation with ISVs like Biz to Credit that are reducing the turnaround for loan approvals from 7 to 10 days to 24 to 48 hours. Or like Ancileo, one of the fintech ISVs that has recently developed a process to be able to extract values from various insurance covers, either they are on PDF or an image, that are uploaded by their customers. Those data points are feeding a gap analysis engine to trigger a better cover recommendation. They implemented that with AWS AI/ML services, which they have integrated in only 2 days. Ancileo has been able to have now the process fully automated, having new insurance covers digitalized in less than 10 seconds. They have realized an 83% of cost saving, where a similar solution in traditional insurance business would have required a human intervention that would have been prone to a much more higher error rate. We also have BGL, who have developed Simple Fund 360, an application for self-managed fund that has the potential to save around 60% of the time taken on manual data entry. That's around 100 to 150 hours a year per fund. Finally, we have the Geoscience Department of Australia, who automated the digitalization, text extraction, and searchability of an entire library containing more than 60 years of geological reports and other PDF artifacts. And with that, I have the pleasure to have with me Lee Kai, Executive Director of QL Resources Virat, that will tell us about how he has leveraged intelligent document processing to drive efficiency and data-driven decisions in his organization. Thank you so much, Lee Kai, for being with us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Nevis, for having me here. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to share with you our data journey. I'm Lee Kai, the Executive Director of QL Resources. QL is a consumer food and agriculture company in ASEAN with an annual turnover of USD $1 billion. QL is listed on Bursa Malaysia and a member of MSCI Global Standard Indexes. Our business activities covers consumer food, marine products, integrated livestock, retail, and clean technologies. When we started the data journey 2 years ago, we encountered challenges like multiple data sources that are siloed, data which are in non-digital form, and unstructured like printed and handwritten documents. These challenges increased the lead time for data collection, and it was stopping us from being data-driven. We started the journey with XRail and AWS using the working backwards approach recommended by XRail to start defining business dashboards. We then worked backward to identify the required data sources before we define the data processing required. This approach allows us to define a minimal viable product in a very short period of time. During the processing, we adopt the data lake accelerator provided by XRail that runs on AWS to remove the heavy lifting needed in a common data processing and injection. It enables us to capture data from various sources such as structured data from database, unstructured data from images, social media data, and IoT data, and go through data processing to produce useful output for our dashboards. With Amazon TextTrack, we're able to digitize documents for both printed and handwritten hard copy forms that we generate on our production floor daily, especially in production areas where digital capturing tools are not economical or not available. This is a sensible solution and completes the missing link for a full digitalization of our production data. The outcome that we have achieved is important for our data journey. We reduce the lead time for making data-driven decisions from months to a day. Automated data ingestion using Amazon TextTrack allows us to reduce labor and human error. This sets a foundation for us to embark on our data journey. Hand it back to you, Nevis.
Thanks, Lee Kai, for being here today and sharing your transformation insights with the audience. At this point, I'd like to summarize what we have discussed so far. 1. Organizations in their digitalization journey strive to do more with less, and they need to drive operational efficiency with automation, enabling better decisions and growth. According to Gartner, companies will achieve nearly $4 trillion in business value with intelligent automation by 2022. Businesses that are implementing intelligent document processing are able to realize a 50 to 70% business processes automation, cutting down data processing time by 50 to 90%, decreasing their annual labor expenditure by at least 20 to 30%, and achieving a triple-digit ROI, according to McKinsey. 2. With AI, you can automate data extraction and analysis even for the most complex documents you cannot control. And 3, intelligent document processing can help you not only to save time and money, but also to win consistency and provide a better customer experience both for your internal and your external users. And you can use AWS and your partners locally to help you. Here, you have a community of local partners that are able to help you on your journey for this data transformation. Feel free to contact them at any time. So, how can you get started? Here you have some resources to help you. You can download the PDF version of this deck and check them for your reference at any time. Moreover, you join the AWS Summit to learn, and you can keep the learning going after the summit with resources from AWS training and certification. We offer over 65 courses, many available free and on demand, as well as virtual instructor-led training. AWS experts will help you or your team to learn to apply ML to your business, unlocking new insights and value. When you're ready, prepare for the AWS Certified Machine Learning Specialty exam, which validates your skills and provides an industry-recognized credential. For more information, please visit our website and be sure to check out our ramp-up guide to learn more. Thank you for joining us today, and thanks Lee Kai for doing this session with me. Before you go, we always appreciate the feedback from our customers and partners, so please take a minute to let us know how we can improve these sessions in the future. And enjoy the rest of the summit. Have a really great day. Thank you all for being here today.